Hola y bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Estamos aquí de vuelta con Final Fantasy XVI y como sabéis seguimos en nuevas ilusiones, la misión principal que iniciamos en el anterior vídeo, pero vamos ahora a completar algunas de las misiones secundarias que nos salen. Algunas de estas se desbloquean mediante el uso de las cartas, pero aquí tenemos una que parece importante, que es operaciones de separación, así que es la primera que vamos a marcar. Y bueno, para ir allí ya sabéis que podemos ir de dos maneras. Una de ellas es venirnos por aquí y pegar la vueltecita por arriba, y la otra por abajo, pero esto siempre nos va a hacer un poquito, ¿no? Caminar y dar unas vueltas. Lo bueno que tenemos nuevas cartas en el camarote de Clive. Ya sabéis que cuando lleguemos a 10 cartas tendremos un trofeo desbloqueado, pero ahora vamos a centrarnos en la aventura. Os recomiendo encarecidamente que no habléis con Otto, ya que si habláis con él no podréis hacer estas misiones secundarias. Así que el punto en el que tenéis que hacer esto es, como bien os dije en el anterior vídeo porque a mí me pasó de que continué un poquito hablando con Otto y con otra cosa y tendría ya que completarlas cuando volviera. Y el tema es que hay que completar ahora todo lo que podamos, por si acaso luego hay alguna cosa de misión que se solape o lo que sea. Así que vamos aquí y hablamos con Owain, el ayudante. Necesita nuestra ayuda.
It's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting and it will separate it out just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off.
Vale.
That's where I was hoping
Importante.
you could help me out.
Claro.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like.
Vale.
All right. Why not?
Proper job.
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the
Ceniza de boom. Madre mía.
Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
Espera, Rey
I
Boom.
take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
Vale, entonces entiendo que ahora hay que... A ver. Hay que venir a las escorias, ¿no? Vale. Para ir a las escorias lo mejor es que vengamos por aquí arriba, ¿vale? Subamos y nos metamos en esta zona lateral de la nave, ¿vale? Por aquí. Ojito, estamos al lado de Otto, así que no le habléis. Vamos a ver ahora qué pasa. Vamos un poquito a buscar información. Entiendo que esta escoria, el Rey Boom, se desbloquea solo cuando aceptamos esta misión. De ahí que lo que os digo, las escorias muchas veces, igual que pasó con cierto grifo, ¿no? Están vinculadas a misiones secundarias. Vale, vamos a preguntar sobre el Boom. O sea, entiendo que aquí no estará, ¿no? Aquí ha aparecido, ¿vale? Rey Boom. Vale. Néctar, ¿qué sabes del Rey Boom? El lugar apareció en el perol de San Brenque. Vale. Pues vamos a probar. Mapa mundi. A ver. San Brenque. Para eso lo mejor sería ir a... A ver. Al nido del dragón. Vale. Y ahora el tema es... por aquí lo que tenemos que hacer, entiendo que es... explorar un poco, ¿no? Porque claro... Coto de caza imperial. Vale. Vamos a marcar esta zona y vamos a probar. ¡Ambrosia! ¡Veamos! ¡Cue! ¡Oh! 1-2, 1-2. Fuera. A ver, estamos en una zona que obviamente no nos van a dar mucha experiencia, así que simplemente aprovechamos para explorar un poquito y conseguir cositas. ¿Un Dragon Abyss? ¿Aquí? ¿En esta época del año? Vale. Ya no hay dragón. Importante dato. Yo lo que os digo, por lo que hemos visto en el mapa, debería estar por esta zona, aunque como siempre con las escorias hay que explorar. De ahí que lo que digo, ahora en esta primera partida lo que hago es disfrutar del juego, conseguir todos los trofeos que podamos, pero luego incluso, si me lo pedís, pues os traería vídeos centrados en cada escoria, que creo que puede ser bastante de ayuda, ¿no? Bueno. De momento venimos por aquí, esta puerta que antes estaba cerrada ahora está tumbada y es el coto de caza imperial. Así que a ver qué nos aguarda. De momento la cosa se ve bonita. Mucho verde. A ver. Ah, hay una mansión, ¿no? Ahí al fondo. ¡Wow! Aquí hay una bifurcación. Aquí tiene que haber algún cofre o algo seguro, ¿eh? ¿Ves? ¡Oh! Sangre negra. La puerta está cerrada. Vale, pero aquí hay una especie de desvío. O sea, esto es solo para llegar a la pedazo mansioncita esta, ¿no? Y aquí tenemos un desvío. Vamos a ver. ¡Oh! Ruinas antiguas. Esto pinta escoria, chavales. Ahí está. ¡Tú! ¿Eres el Rey Boom? Sí, lo es. Lo es. Rey Boom. Bomb. Clase B. Escoria. Ahí va. ¡Oh! ¿Qué me ha dado? La explosión. No me... Vale, espera, Oh. Boom. Vale, esto es un poco locurón, chaval, pero bueno. ¡No! Está fastidiando todo el rato el ataque porque no para de contraatacarme con lo mismo, tío. No me está dejando hacer nada. No me deja. No me está dejando ni contraatacarle porque están los orbes y me golpea automáticamente con ellos. O sea, muy absurdo, ¿eh? Me voy a tirar otra poción porque me está reventando, pero porque no me está dejando hacer nada de daño. A ver, ahí. Vale, cuando estoy en los orbes, importa. Me acabo de tirar una otra poción porque sí, gente. O sea, en el chat, vale. Ahí está. A ver, el problema que os puede pasar contra esta escoria es los orbes explosivos, ¿vale? Si os tocan, se buguea y no te va la opción de defenderte ni nada. Entonces os podéis comer un par de golpes tranquilamente en la cara. Pero bueno, no pasa nada, ya está derrotado el boom. ¡Ja! Vamos a entregar la misión. Pero primero cogemos las cenizas. Vale. Ahí estamos. Vale. Ok. Pues ahora sí que sí, nos vamos de vuelta a la guarida. Lo bueno, hemos explorado una zona que todavía no habíamos tocado, así que la cosa va bien. Y bueno, pues para la guarida que nos vamos. Me pregunto... Es que el mapa realmente del juego está bastante guay. Sí que es verdad que echo de menos los mapamundis clásicos de salir y tal, pero entiendo que en un juego con estos gráficos y tal, creo que la cosa es más complicado que con el... cualquier final de los Pixel, ¿no? Remaster. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Nosotros estamos aquí de chill. Lo que digo, el plan es completar al 100% el juego y disfrutarlo con vosotros. Y obviamente próximamente se vendrá también aquí el modo Final Fantasy, donde pues nos sacaremos el platino y todo lo que haga falta. El modo Final Fantasy lo jugaré en castellano, bueno, en castellano, perdón, en español latino, que la verdad que el doblaje también está bastante cool. Y así pues para los que no hayáis disfrutado en este caso del doblaje en inglés aquí, pues podréis también tener la opción de escucharlo en español, que aunque no sea el de España, me han hablado bastante bien también del doblaje. Sí que es verdad que yo aquí, como vi los trailers y todo en inglés, me quedé mucho con la voz de los personajes y por eso mi decisión de haberlo jugado el primer run, ya que lo tenía que jugar 2 veces, quería jugarlo en inglés. Pero bueno, está subtitulado completamente a español. Toma.
That's the stuff, and plenty of it too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running.
Vale.
Telemon Malembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. But I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Pues ahí está la misión cumplida. Operaciones de separación, toma ya. Pues a ver, entre la experiencia que nos da en este caso el jefe y tal, tenemos ahora ya el morral flexible que incrementa la capacidad de inventario para los objetos consumibles. Es decir, ahora podemos llevar más objetos, que eso incluye las pociones, las sales y las ultra pociones. Así que la cosa mejora bastante para... Ahí está, vale, pociones 6 y... Vale, guay. Esta misión secundaria yo os recomendaría encarecidamente que la completéis porque es lo que os estoy comentando. Es una ventaja muy bestia para nuestra aventura, así que no podéis obviamente perderosla. Vale, en principio ahora por aquí vamos a ver porque no me sale ninguna misión, pero sí que me sale aquí en la lista en cartas misiones, ¿no? Entiendo. Vamos a ver. Vamos al lío. Aquí venimos al camarote de Clive y aquí tenemos las cartas. Ojo, que tenemos literalmente cartas suficientes para el trofeo, creo, 4, 5, 6 y 7 y hay 3 aquí. Así que vamos a leer la primera. Nuestro herrero está en las nubes. ¿Vale? Tribulaciones de un herrero 2. Gracias por lo del otro día. El cuero curtido que le entregaste a Blackthorne le devolvió los ánimos, pero parece que el efecto no ha durado mucho. Vuelve a estar más pensativo de lo normal y a veces hasta se pone cara de haberle olido el aliento a un molbol cuando bate el hierro. Parece que hay algo más que no nos ha contado. Yo voy a estar un tiempo fuera de la guarida. Sé que andas ocupado y tal, pero ¿me harías el favor de hablar con él y averiguar qué le pasa? Sí. Vamos allá. Al lío que vamos, gente. Vale. Pues priorizamos la misión. Ok, se viene lo bueno. Entiendo que ahora habrá que hablar con Blackthorne, así que vamos allá. ¡Hey, amigo! Estás aquí al lado, genial. Yo no me había fijado de que esto estaba así, pero no hay nada. ¡Hola!
Blackthorne, you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realized he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Pues parece que lo primero que tenemos que hacer es hablar con Karen, así que vamos al lío. ¡Hey!
You're looking well, Karen.
Tienes buena cara.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorne. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. if you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Vale. Bueno, pues nada, sabemos que nuestro objetivo es un tanto excéntrico. En principio ahora tenemos que viajar literalmente aquí a Dalimil, así que vamos al lío y a ver qué pasa, gente. Esto parece que puede estar divertido porque la primera misión de estas del herrero nos permitió desbloquear el cinturón y los guanteletes estos de matadragones, que son bastante buenos, así que... ¡Ojo! ¿Esto está abierto?
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life.
Vale.
We don't know for sure. Listen, you could have just been
Ah, y ahora podemos subir arriba.
If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have
Qué guapo.
to swear one of our wealthy patrons has purchased the use of it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Madre mía,
Very
chaval.
good, Lord Ignac.
Pues nada.
Would you mind stepping
Gracias.
outside for a moment?
Sí, sí. En fin, la hipotenusa.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No, no, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Vaya,
Then I'll
pues
retrieve Lord
tenemos un
Ignac's
problema.
luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed.
En serio, el jergón del bandido es donde están los bandidos.
Through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Que la suerte os acompañe. Star Wars, que la fuerza os acompañe, chavales. Pues me he quedado un poco loco porque, claro, ahora esto está abierto, entonces podemos pasar por este pasillo y demás. Antes no se podía, está bastante guay eso. Vale, pero lo que tenemos que hacer nosotros obviamente es venir aquí, ¿no? Vale, aquí lo más cercano que tenemos es salir literalmente por acá. Vamos allá. Aquí habrá que tirar de ambrosia, gente. Tiene que ser por arriba, ¿no? Sí, correcto. Tiene que ser saliendo por aquí, por la puerta principal, ya sabéis. ¡Cue! Ambrosia, vamos allá. Desbloquear a Ambrosia o el Chocobo, como queráis llamarlo, es uno de los mejores momentos del juego. O sea, realmente lo que es el poder avanzar rápido por las zonas, creo que es algo que no para de gustarme, de engancharme y decir ¡wow! ¿Cómo mola esto? Pero bueno, poniéndonos un poquito en en lo que sería el tema. Estamos aquí con Tribulaciones de un Herrero. Hay que buscar a esos bandidos y darles caza. Y a ver ahora qué pasa, porque, madre mía, esto está lleno de animalitos, ¿eh? Están ahí al fondo, se supone. Chocobos. Un objeto tirado aquí en medio. ¡Vamos, Torgal! Vaya, aquí están. Vosotros sois sayones, ¿no? Nah, esto parece fácil, ¿eh? Un poquito de rayo. Adiós. Hecho. Enemigos derrotados. Y ojo que aquí está el botín, ¿no? Nada. ¿Cómo que nada? ¿Y las pertenencias? ¿What? Ah, vale, están por aquí, ¿no? Me había asustado, digo, espérate.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is?
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield.
What?
He's a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorne makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Pues parece que ahora sí que sí, hay que ir a la guarida, ¿no? Entonces vamos a abrir el mapa y vámonos allí. A ver qué está pasando. Guarida, Blackthorne, allá vamos. Vale. Lo bueno que de aquí podemos hablar un momentito otra vez con leer las siguientes cartas. Y hoy nos desbloqueamos el trofeo también de... el tema de las cartas del camarote de Clive, así que vamos a tope. Pero bueno, vamos a centrarnos en hablar con Blackthorne. ¡Hey!
Hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
Piedra a afilar, y sí.
Aye. A whetstone. Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
¿Qué pasa?
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone.
Vale.
Hey, thanks, Clive.
Bueno, por lo menos nos lo agradece, algo es algo.
I owe you one. August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Vale. Misión cumplida. Buena experiencia. Vamos al lío. Diseño de Excalibur, ojo. ¿Ojo? La espada legendaria Excalibur. Espera. ¿Podemos forjar Excalibur?
Back, are ya? What do you want?
Y me deja ya, chaval. O sea, nos pedía las escorias que habíamos derrotado, el Grimalkin, el alma de Boom, Hirokane Y verificas 300, nada, vamos a forjarla.
Not bad.
Sí.
I do say so myself.
Bueno, podemos mejorar también el artífice este, así que la mejoramos, pero no nos lo equipamos. Y yo que sé, por aquí el fajín brocado y todo. Es que claro, tenemos cosas mejores que todo lo demás. Ojo, a ver, qué guapa, ¿no? La espada, fijaos. Se ve bonita, se ve bonita. Bueno, pues nada, vamos a seguir un poquito con la aventura, ¿no? Vamos a leer otra carta en el camarote, en este caso, un asuntillo con las cuentas, a ver de qué va esto. Vale, Scout.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Vamos allá.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Mick told me she was building a ship.
¡Hey, Gaut! Cuéntame cosillas.
Clive, did you get my letter?
Sí, la he leído.
Here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders.
Vaya.
And it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in
¿qué
charge
pasa
of the
conmigo?
place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well, I must have made some sort
Ostras,
of
tío.
oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you.
Es muy top, o sea, yo lo siento.
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these
What?
are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean.
Vale,
And I
pues
reckon
nada.
15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
Vale.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really.
Hombre, si quieres ir tú...
Orders to bark, asses to wipe and all that.
I know.
Soy muy fan de Otto.
Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Ostras.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really?
Pobre Gaut.
No, I don't.
Me encanta. O sea, Gaut está en plan de... Tengo miedo, voy a morir, pero no pasa nada. Vamos a la fonda de Marta. Esta tiene que ser la fácil de entregar, entiendo. Y cuando digo fácil es fácil porque ya sabéis que Marta se encuentra en su posada, en la fonda de Marta, que está al lado del TP. Entonces esta no nos va a llevar nada de tiempo. Venir, entrar y entregarle el rubí de estrella. Ojo, que si vendiera yo esos rubíes me forraba, ¿eh? ¿Esto qué es? Ah, lo de las verduras, ¿no? ¡Hola!
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
Vale, entregamos fácil.
A star ruby? I can't accept this.
Tienes que hacerlo.
It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
LOL. Pues nada, ahora hay que entregarle a Isabel el otro rubí, así que entiendo que podemos venir al mapa y básicamente hay que venir aquí a North Rage. Así que vamos a desplazarnos y a Leo. Vale, ahora tenemos que ir a donde está la dama, que si no me equivoco, a ver. Por aquí la manera más fácil es por esta entrada, ¿no? ¡Vamos allá! ¡Guau! La verdad que las ciudades y todo este final es bastante GG, ¿eh? Me ha gustado mucho. Me estaban preguntando el otro día por el server, si voy a terminar la guía en julio, va a estar terminada en julio, don't worry, o sea, eso os lo puedo asegurar. Por lo menos la guía del 100%, luego ya el modo Final Fantasy julio-agosto, diría yo. Yo diría más pronto agosto que julio. Vale, rubia estrella.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the veil. and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done.
Ostras.
But it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's
Vale.
still with us.
Se aún respira. A ver, obviamente aquí el que tiene problemas ya sabemos que es el Gout. Lo que digo, no sé cómo va a acabar esto para él, pero puede estar divertido. A ver si está vivo. Habla con Gout en la guarida.
Tomes helped.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really?
Hola, Gout.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Vamos, que hay que darse nosotros a Carol, ¿no? Al final, Gout, has estado ahí un poco gañán, ¿eh? Podías haberse dado tú y arriesgar tu vida, pero no. Ya se lo llevo yo para salvarte el cuello, amigo. A ver, la verdad que la vida que le han sabido dar al juego de las personas y tal de la guarida es algo importante porque se agradece mucho, ¿eh? Vamos a hablar con Caron. A ver qué pasa ahora.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Vale, damos el rubio estrella.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. The fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit.
Oh, la copa de Sid, chaval.
He sold couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
Vaya.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his nag.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable.
Madre
The
mía.
monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Madre mía, si es que Sid era un crack y punto, gente. ¿Eh? Jo, una escena guapa, ¿no? Por lo que veo.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting.
Vaya.
Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Misión cumplida. En números rojos. A ver, probablemente ha sido una de las secundarias con más lore y con más peso. Aparte hemos conseguido un nuevo coleccionable que podemos ver en el camarote de Clive. Y me he quedado loco. Ahora en principio desbloquearemos el trofeo de leer 10 cartas en nuestro camarote. Y de paso conseguiremos la última de las misiones secundarias que se supone que se pueden hacer en esta parte. Me he quedado muy loco con la secundaria que acabamos de hacer, por lo que os digo. Realmente le da un toque diferente a todo lo que estaba pasando hasta ahora. Eso me ha gustado muchísimo porque hemos visto cosas del pasado y demás que quedan muy guay. Como siempre aquí en el camarote, poco a poco pues vamos teniendo más y más cosas, ¿no? Vamos a ver un poquito aquí a echar el ojo. Está el juramento, que es lo principal, la copa de Cid, las manzanas de martel y los arreos de Ambrosia. Vale. Algo le pasa a Torgal. Ahí está, prométeme que me escribirás, ¿vale? Y parece que hay que ir a hablar con Caron. Así que Torgal no come bien. Vale, un hueso duro de roer. Vamos allá. Si esto es algo que tiene que ver con Torgal, pues lo que digo, hay que ver un poquito más lo que está pasando. Venimos a Caron. ¡Hola! He leído tu nota.
You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Vale, parece que tenemos que hablar con Hippócrates. Así que vamos allá. De paso voy a hablar con él a ver si con lo que hemos ido haciendo de enemigos extra y demás sabemos algo más de conocimiento para que aumente con lo de los conocimientos. Pero bueno, primero el perro, que es lo importante, Torgal.
I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Vale, vamos a aprovechar y lo que digo, hablamos con él. Memorándum Balistae. A ver que... A ver si aumenta esto un poquito, ¿no? A ver, ¡ojo! Uf, no llegamos ahí a tope, pero va bien. Voy a hacer esto rápido, vale, un momentito. Lo bueno que de lugares, si os fijáis, literal, o sea, hay un montón de información. O sea, esto realmente está muy currado porque ya de por sí a lo mejor en los finals el bestiario siempre ha sido algo que me ha gustado rellenar. Pero es que aquí hay de todo, o sea, me parece una pasada. O sea, de verdad, está muy completa la información. Pero bueno, nosotros ahora tenemos que ir a... Eso está por la fonda de Marta, ¿no? En la Crésida, pues vamos allá. Fonda de Marta, here we go. Y en nada acabamos también la misión principal. O sea, nos ha cundido el día. Nos hemos quitado escoria, nos hemos quitado cositas. Esto no sé si me va a dar tiempo, pero el plan que llevo es intentar ponerlo junto al anterior vídeo, que va a ser uno de los más largos. Pero es que es un capítulo que de verdad ha estado muy largo en todos los aspectos. Entonces se nota, ¿no? Vale, por aquí la clave está muy claro lo que tenemos que hacer. Bajar por aquí, Tintana, Crésida. A ver, esto está, el resto está todo explorado, ¿no? Sí, Crésida. O sea, tenemos que ir por el puente. Vale. Claro, el puente estaba aquí, ¿no? Ok. ¿Cómo cambia si es de día, si es de noche o el atardecer? Gavilla verde. Ambrosia, ven aquí, mujer. Bueno, Chocoba. Vamos allá. Poca broma, pero nivel 35 estamos a 15 nivelitos de subir a el nivel máximo de la primera pasada. Y tengo ganas de saber porque, claro, realmente me estoy haciendo todas las misiones y demás. Y yo creo que eso se nota. Aquí los enemigos apenas dan experiencia, así que no merece la pena para revear. Pero me molaría saber si existe alguna zona de leveo o lo que sea, ya que realmente con el New Game Plus, ¿vale? Que se... ¿En serio queréis pelea? ¿Antílopes? Pues nada. No sé qué ha pasado, pero me han atacado ellos. Vale. Ojo, un pedazo gigas, ¿eh? Bueno, estás low, tío. ¡Oh! Adiós. Ah, vale, esto es fácil de acabar con ellas, así que fuera. Vale. Pero a ver, nosotros tenemos que seguir yendo aquí a por un pedazo de escorpioncito, ¿no? Yendo a nuestro objetivo. Así que vamos allá. Atravesamos este puente. ¿Qué dice? Vale, paleo antílopes, nivel 33, ojo. ¡Oh! Vale, este ya está acabado. Ojo, que voy sin ultra pociones. Yo voy ahí muy guay, ¿eh? Me he quedado lejísimos de los enemigos. No pasa nada. En serio, tío, es que tienen el... O sea, he fallado todos los ataques, Poca broma, estoy muy torpe hoy. Vamos al lío, venga allá con el combate. Se me pone la barrera adelante, pero nos da igual. Esto ya está. Vale, fuera. Pues eso. Enemigos derrotados. Torgal, ¿eres feliz o no? Es lo importante. ¡Ah, qué rabia! No subimos de nivel, tío. Estamos ahí... Ah, falta mucha experiencia. Ay, a veces la vida es complicada. Bueno. No pasa nada. Torgal está aquí. Torgal está feliz. Ahí está el huesaco duro, ¿no? Ha valido la pena.
Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy.
Es un cacharraco.
You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Vale, ahora hay que hablar con Karen en la guarida. Vamos primero a acariciar al campeón. Me encanta cuando se escucha por el mando de la Play, bros, el ruidito del perro, Es como... wow, mola mucho. La verdad que el DualSense ha sido una maravilla. Para mí es el mejor mando de la historia, os lo digo en serio. O sea, los gatillos adaptativos, todo lo que nos han demostrado con este mando es una pasada. Pero bueno, hay una nueva carta en el camarote de Clive, en serio. Ahora la leeremos, pero primero vamos a venir aquí de tranquis y vamos a hablar con Karen y de paso le voy a comprar pociones porque si no voy a estar mal. Le contamos todo, entiendo, ¿no?
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Vale, le damos los fémures. Y así lo puedo alimentar cuando necesite, ¿no?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Vale, pues ahora en principio vamos a hablar con Caron. Vale, un momentito.
Don't just stand there gawping.
Vamos al bazar
Go on then.
y vamos a comprarle pociones y ultra
I'll
pociones.
find a better price than that.
Ahí está.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are you?
Vale, ahora entiendo que aún tenemos que hablar con Harpócrates. Vamos allá. ¡Epa! Gracias por descubrir lo que ha pasado con el PRT Bros. Son unos cracks. Y ya con esto podremos por fin terminar nuevas ilusiones.
Clive.
Y a ver cómo llamo este vídeo, porque no voy a llamarlo parte 2, sino hemos desbloqueado la... A ver, Torgal, la Excalibur, hay cosas importantes que hemos hecho aquí.
Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Vale, pues tenemos el colmillo de Cabal. Ah, incrementa el ataque de Torgal. O sea, ahora Torgal pegará más fuerte. Pues nada, bien. Tenemos una carta, ¿vale? En la habitación de Clive, así que vamos un momentito al camarote. Y ahora ya pues hablaremos con Otto y terminaremos este increíble capítulo. ¿Qué queréis que os diga? Me ha gustado mucho, gente, lo que hemos podido ver. La verdad que ha estado bastante bien. Y me pregunto de quién será la carta que tengamos. Ya es la número 11, pero bueno, ahora aquí por cierto está la copa de Cid, que la hemos visto antes. Pero vamos a ver la carta. Sobre lo del otro día. Mira, quiero que sepas que no he derramado una lágrima ni siquiera delante de mi madre y no pienso volver a hacerlo nunca más. Así que si a vuesa merced le parece bien, nos olvidamos del tema y chitón. El Cid, a quien juré seguir, ya no está entre nosotros y por mucho que le rece a Gregora, al fundador, a Gilvanto, a la madre que los parió a todos, no me lo van a devolver. Sin embargo, sus ideales siguen vivos en ti y en todos los miembros de la guarida. Mientras sea así, aquí me tendrás para apoyarte. Cuenta conmigo, Otto. Hostia, me ha llegado el cocoro, ¿eh? Me ha llegado el cocoro. Buena, Otto. Vamos ahora ya, ahora sí que sí, a continuar con la misión principal, con nuevas ilusiones. Y lo que os digo, nos espera... Esto es que me lo hice literalmente, no lo habréis visto en la videoguía, pero lo hice el otro día, pero vi que se cortaban las misiones secundarias. Entonces hice el apaño del vídeo anterior y digo, pues mira, hoy me pasa las secundarias y demás. Todavía nos falta el titán, pero yo creo que me lo voy a dejar para lo que digo, la siguiente vez que vengamos de aquí a la guarida. Así que ahora de momento hablamos con Otto y al lío. El titán no, escoria.
No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Vale, pues ahora hay que ir a la cubierta. Venimos aquí. Y aquí está Óbolo. Hablamos con él.
Obelus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are you? I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, uncle?
Hijo mío, me alegra comunicarte que mi expedición a Canberra ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que comenté no solo accedió a financiar las actividades, sino que también a relatarme toda clase de sucesos que acontecen en las ciudades libres, a partir de los cuales he conocido a una amiga tuya. Aunque admiro el ingenio y arrojo de la señorita Telamón, que es Smith, ¿vale? Para embarcarse en la construcción del Enterprise, dudo que las autoridades de Canberra vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros de los gremios de mercaderes no tardarían en entrometerse en el proyecto. Es por ello que te escribo esta misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía, Gav, durante 1 o 2 lunas para que vigile a cualquiera que se intente meter en las narices donde no debe y nos avise de posibles ataques. Sé que no quieres prescindir de él, pero no te lo pediría si no fuera necesario. Espero tu respuesta. Tu tío Byron. Ok.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Bueno, ¿y nosotros ahora qué?
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
Sí.
Seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Vale, pues ahora parece que tenemos que venir a la antigua guarida, ¿no? Vamos allá.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kupka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the crystalline dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Vale, ahora tenemos que volver, ¿no? A la guarida. Vale, pues ahora ya... Ah, no, tenemos que adentrarnos en la garganta, claro. No. Vale, ahora claro, es lo que os digo. Está el resto de cosas bloqueadas, pero podemos venir aquí, garganta de la etnia, y terminamos así nuevas ilusiones.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
Vale.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Sí. Vale, pues aquí en este desierto y rumbo a tierras cristalinas vamos a dejarlo por el vídeo de hoy. Tenemos ya la nueva misión principal activada y desde aquí pues solo falta continuar y seguir disfrutando de este juegazo. Nada más que decir, pasadlo en grande, disfrutad de la vida. Soy yo, Herrero, esto es KTS y nos vemos en la próxima. Adiós.
All my friends are here, them fake it so